Well, let's go back to one of our top stories today. Of course, Fitch Ratings has a forecast that Ghana's public sector debt will hit 99% of GDP by the year end. Well, let's get more on that. We're joined by Nabil Ahmed Rufai. He joins us now in Accra. Nabil, always good to see you on the show. It has been a while. Now, of course, we know Ghana has been working quite hard on a plan to restructure its debt this year. So give us some more insight into the realities on ground that are behind this latest report we see from Fitch.
Well, indeed, Uche, Ghana has been working really hard to restructure its debt, and it started with the domestic debt exchange program, which the government says has been successful, even though it had some pushbacks from individual bondholders and some pensioners. But now that chapter has been closed, and the focus now is on the external debts. Now, we are seeing Fitch reports that the debt to GDP is supposed to end at 99% compared to last year, 2022, when it ended at 88%. Now, the reason we are seeing this increase is that Ghana's cedi, the local currency cedi, is not stable. It keeps depreciating against the US dollar. And of course, since most of the loans are in the US dollar, once the local currency is not stable, the government would need more cedis to be able to buy dollar. That's how come the loans keep, increasing or piling up, because of the instability of the local currency. So indeed, that's one of the factors that's contributed to the fact that Fitch is now reporting that we are likely to end the year 2023 with a debt to GDP ratio at 99%, Uche.
Now, it is interesting, Nabil, because back in June, the IMF had said that Ghana's economy was showing signs of stabilizing. Can you paint us a picture as to the situation today? For example, is that $3 billion IMF loan program sort of helping to stabilize government finances and the economy as well?
Well, indeed, in June, the IMF came out to say that Ghana's economy was stabilizing because in May, Ghana received the first tranche of $600 million as part of the $3 billion IMF bailout. So that went a long way to help stabilize the country's economy, because the central bank had its foreign exchange reserves really shored up. And also that also improved the macroeconomic indicator in terms of reducing inflation and also stabilizing the currency cedi at that point. But since then, Ghana has not received any further transfer of the IMF loan, so things began to tumble down. That's how come we are seeing the cedi not to be stable against the US dollar and other major foreign currencies. So, of course, they were right in June, but now things are not looking good. The local currency cedi is still depreciating. Of course, the government has said it hopes to finish a final review with the Brentwood institution in November, and that should pave way for another tranche of $600 million being transferred to the country, and the government hopes that that would help improve the central bank's balance of payment and also shore up the reserves, and that should also help and going a long way to help the economy recover. But for now, things are not looking too good, Uche.
And currently, is there a clear plan in place to restructure its debt, especially under the G20 common framework?
Yes, a lot has been going on behind the scenes with regard to Ghana's external debt, and there's been a lot of negotiations with the G20 common framework, and the government is looking to restructure up to $20 billion worth of external debts under the G20 common framework, and also that includes some official bilateral debt and also some commercial and non-commercial loans. So the government has also said it hopes to reach an agreement with the official creditors committee by the mid of this year to restructure some $10.5 billion of bilateral debt, and that's negotiation is still ongoing. And in the long run, they are also looking at restructuring some debts owed to private creditors by mid-2024. So this is where the work really is for Ghana to be able to restructure its external debt, and it's getting some goodwill from the Paris Club and also the G20 Common Framework.